Hey YouTube, what's going on, and welcome back to Chironis Things. Today we're going to look at a competitor to the Olight Oclip, which is the Cyansky Cyanlamp, or also known as the M12R. Let's get started with the dimensions on this light. I'll throw those up on the side of the screen. And while we're taking a look at that, let's actually look at a size comparison here between the Cyanlamp and the Olight. So you'll see that even though both of these are small, the Oclip here is just really tiny. So it makes the Cyanlamp look kind of big. You'll see here quite a bit taller, almost double the width. And then as far as the actual height of it, Cyanlamp is still a little bit longer that way as well. Now let's take a look at one of the most major features on these lights, which is the clip. So here on the Cyanlamp, you can see we've got a really large clip here. And then on the Oclip, we have the small clip, that of course matches the size of this light. So on the Cyansky, you're getting more of almost like an industrial size clip. And you'll see that they're actually oriented a little bit differently here. The Cyanlamp, you press from the top. You can see that where the light is, and it clips from the bottom. On the Oclip, you press on it from the bottom and it clips from the top. With that said, they both also have magnets as well. The difference is that the magnet on the Oclip is actually on the back on the clip, so you stick it to things and you pretty much always use it as a straight out or 90-degree angle light. Whereas on the Cyanlamp, the clip here is on the bottom, so you can have it as a 90-degree in that way, or you can have it straight out because there's two different LEDs we're working with here. Both of these lights do have USB-C recharging. So you'll see on the Oclip, small flap here, pretty easy to open up and close. And on the Cyanlamp, a bit larger the flap, so it kind of matches, the overall larger size of this. Very easy to get in there and open and close. So both have USB-C recharging. Both also have battery indicators. On the Oclip, it's right here on the switch. Same thing on the Cyanlamp, although this one you can see is much brighter and easier to see. Mine was flashing green, so if it's a solid green, you're between 100 to 75% battery. If it's flashing green like mine was, 75 to 50. If it's red, solid red, you're going to be between 50 to 25, and flashing red, you're going to be between 25 to 0. Now this does come with a 500 milliamp battery inside that you cannot remove. That's going to give you, on the lower settings, I think around 16 hours runtime is what it was listed for, and from completely dead to full battery, it's going to take 3 hours to charge. On the Cyansky, we do have two rubber buttons here. So we'll get into those on the user interface, but just pointing out they are going to be rubber. Now the actual construction of this light, it's a very light aluminum, making it, lightweight, very easy to carry around. However, I will say my personal opinion, I think I like the aluminum used on the Olight a little bit better because it feels, even though it might be a little bit heavier in something this size, it still makes it feel a bit more durable. Whereas on the Cyanlamp, it almost feels like a hard plastic to me. It's such a light aluminum. So, but overall, decent construction. It definitely feels a bit more industrial though with this clip, I'll say. Additionally, we are looking at a floodlight out the front and we're looking at a spotlight out the top. So what that means is you'll see this is going to light up a wider area. Whereas if we switch that to the top, you'll see we've got a really concentrated hot spot there in the middle. So that's going to be a longer throwing, tighter beam. So we have both a throw and a flood on this light. Let's take a look at the user interface. So here off the top button is where we're going to control the white lights. And off the bottom button is where we're going to control the RGB lights. So this does quite a bit of stuff here, and there's one more hidden feature as well we'll go into here in just a moment. So on the top, if we just click it, it's going to go into whatever you're in last is going to go into either spotlight or flood, and it's also going to go into whatever brightness you were on last. So this does have full memory mode. Once you're in there, it's pretty simple. Hold to swap between low, medium, high. Additionally, if we turn it off and we hold, we're going to go into a moonlight mode. It works the same way on the spot and flood. You switch between spot and flood by double clicking that top button. So see, I just switched to flood there. Same thing. Rotate, low, medium, high. And then additionally, I'm going to turn it off. Hold it. That's going to give you that really low moonlight mode. This thing gets super bright. I wasn't expecting it to be as bright as what it is out of such a small package, but both the flood and the spotlight get really, really bright on this thing. Now the RGB button is here, this bottom button. So if we click it, that seems to have memory mode as well, because I was last in a strobe feature on there. So now let's turn it off, turn it back on. There we go. Okay, so I'm in a solid RGB at the moment. I can hold to swap between colors and let go at whatever you want to let go at. So if I want to let go there or there, and you'll see it comes out the front and the sides. Double click to make that a flashing, and then you can hold once again if you still want to change colors. And you can even let go when it's doing the fast strobe, and it'll stay on that. Okay, we also have, double click to go back to solid for a second, a triple click feature that works as a police mode. So just some kind of fun features here you could do with the RGB lights. Who doesn't like RGB lights? But there's one hidden feature on this which is pretty interesting. So let's turn the light on, and here we're on the white light LED. I'm going to hold the RGB button. Okay, see that? I let go and the LED just turned off on its own. See these two little notches here on the front? That is a hand wave sensor. Watch what happens now. You can activate it with the hand wave sensor. Now you can also disable this by then, while you have it on, hold the top LED button, and then once that light comes back on, you're now good to go. And now it's showing just a standard battery indicator again. So this actually has a wave sensor built in as well. So this thing is packed with features in this little thing. It's got a crazy industrial clip here. This is really impressive. I'm not saying it's a complete replacement for the Oclip. The Oclip's great. This is actually my most used light inside the house. I use this daily. But I am completely welcome to some competition in that market. And so this doesn't just replicate everything the Oclip's doing. This gives you a bigger, stronger clip. This gives you the RGB features, the wave feature, a spotlight, and a floodlight. This has got a lot more going on, but it is a bit bigger. So it really comes down to preference. But I would say this can either be an alternative to the Oclip if you're interested in this style, or if you know you like this style, it's also a good in addition. So I do recommend picking this up. It's a neat little flashlight to have and definitely handy. And I think with this larger clip, it's going to work a little bit better in commercial sites as well. I believe this is still Kickstarter because I got sent this with the Cyansky Vanguard that I reviewed recently. So I'll go ahead and post a link to that in the description. Thanks so much for watching and have a great week.